Welcome to another how-to video from Prominent Paints. My name is Armand Rabe, and today we're going to have a look at how to prepare and paint galvanized sheeting, and specifically on a water break-free surface. And why is it important to achieve a water break-free surface when we are going to paint new galvanized surfaces? Yeah, so especially with regards to a galvanized surface, when we look at the actual water break-free surface that we need to achieve, first of all, let's have a look as to the galvanized substrate when looking at the surface itself. And we would put some water on the surface, which basically gives you a type of profile where the water does not wet the actual surface. So even if the water would run off, it will not really be wet on the galvanizing. And because of that particular aspect, your paint coating will not have adhesion to this particular surface. So we're going to have a look, what is this particular water break-free surface that we are referring to? So firstly, there's a passivator that is on galvanized coating. So the passivator is the protective layer of the zinc or the chrome galvanizing that we are noticing. And that is the passivator that we need to remove. A lot of times when we do prepare galvanized surface, we've got the tendency to use wire brushes for the preparation purpose. But what the wire brush does is the wire brush scratches through the protective coating, which is the galvanizing, and therefore it reveals the metal, and then we get the surface rust formation. So it is important not to break through the actual galvanized coating, which is the protective coating for the metal, and then obviously we just need to break the passivator on the galvanizing. And this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to use the Prominent multi-surface edge cleaner, and the multi-surface edge cleaner is acid, so there's a bit of acidic aspects to it, and therefore we need to use gloves when doing the cleaning process. It is then important to then mix it with water. So we've got a solution already mixed where we're going to dilute it 1 to 10 with water. And what you then need to do, you can even use one of those garden spray guns that you get, and you can just spray the surface and wet it with that multi-surface edge cleaner solution that you have done. And what we then can do is a bit of elbow grease, where we then take a scouring pad and use the scouring pad to abrade the surface. And by abrading the surface, it's just very likely roughening up the edges, and because of the acid content in the multi-surface edge cleaner, that will actually break that passivator that is protecting the galvanized coating. And once we've sanded it like this, we just need to then leave it for about 20 minutes to react with the surface. After the 20-minute period, we can then rinse the surface off and allow it to dry. So I've prepared a galvanized surface already, and when we then look at the surface, and we can see that it is actually a little bit scratched, but then when we put some water on the surface, what it does then do is it doesn't make water balls, but it actually wets the surface, and that is a water break-free surface on the particular galvanized surface, and especially on gutters, downpipes, new galvanized surfaces, as well as rusted galvanizing. Because what's remarkable about the multi-surface edge cleaner is it removes rust as well, so surface rust. We will discuss the open time of metal on a later video, but it is important to remember that once the surface is prepared, once it's rinsed and it's dry, to then start applying the primer. So the primer that we will then be able to use with the galvanized or on the galvanizing is our Prominent Rust Primer, and Prominent Rust Primer can be applied on both new and weathered galvanizing, especially after the preparation has been done, and that is so that we then have proper adhesion of the paint coating, where when we would then do the application, the paint coating will adhere to the particular surface when we apply it. And I prefer the grey primer, especially when you've got some rust. When we do the application with the rust primer grey, we would then notice some of the rust bleeding through should it be rusted metal. But this particular instance, we can then start applying 1 coat of rust primer, and that will be sufficient for your priming. Then allow the 4 hours drying time, and then proceed with your 2 top coats of your roof color that you desire. And this is how we prepare a galvanized surface, to get proper adhesion of the paint coating when doing the application. Thank you, and join us next time for more how-to videos. Remember to send some of your requests through of what you would like to see. Thank you.